right here next to the two-time Mr. Olympia, not once, two-time Mr. Olympia, Phil Heath. Phil, I'm gonna go straight to it. Everybody's after you this year. You know it. And you knew it since probably last year right after the show. Now, traveling, all the traveling you've done throughout 2012 and 2012, 2013, did that affect your training? Did that change the mindset of coming into this Olympia knowing that everybody's after you with being the best that you can be?
Absolutely. It actually made me train harder.
Okay.
Primarily because I knew that every opportunity that I did have in the gym had to be planned accordingly. You know, all my food, you know, all the meals had to be prepared a certain way. The gyms, you know, internationally, I had to have direct contact with gym owners, which, you know, shout out to all of them for taking good care of me while I've been on tour.
So you made sure every time you traveled?
Every time I was on tour, I made sure. The hotels I stayed at, through the promoters and Team Muscle Tech, they did a great job at supplying me with all the resources that I needed. And really, to be honest, with everything that has gone on in my family's life, you know, with my wife going through breast cancer, both of my dads being sick and stuff like that, it just helped remind me that everything I do in this world right now has to have purpose. And I have a great opportunity to compete again this weekend to prove that my life has purpose. And, you know, a lot of people would say, you know, wow, like, how does he do it? Well, I consider myself a true professional, and I have the resources through my sponsors, thank goodness, to be able to do that, and I enjoy it.
Now, as a champ, knowing, like I said, that this guy's so hungry, just trying to chase you down, and trying to use anything possible to get to you. Knowing that there's guys in the show, like let's say Kai, let's bring up Big Ramy. Knowing these guys, they come in with the size that probably you don't have at this point. Did that change something in your training? Did you think that you're going to have to get bigger, or did you just play your own game, saying, I'm Phil Heath, I got to train the way I train, I got to be me, and let them beat me, instead of you trying to catch up to somebody else's size?
With all due respect to all the athletes, I think there's only 13 Mr. Olympias, and each and every one of us are quite different. And we all collectively went against other guys that helped make us better. Being a Mr. Olympia, you have to realize who you are and how you got there. I had the fortune of talking to 8-time Mr. Olympia Lee Haney on multiple occasions, and I would ask him the question, like, how did you do that, especially at his age, being able to do it? And he said, Philip, you play your game, let them follow you. And, you know, it's kind of hard to do because you see things that, you know, okay, this guy has different structure, this guy may be, you know, this guy may be 300 pounds, this and that. But I have to also remind myself that maybe they don't have the proportions, the insertions, the conditioning that I have. Obviously, I have some strengths too, but what it does help me realize is that their intensity toward the sport of bodybuilding is very great. I appreciate all their hard work because it definitely makes me more accountable for my actions. But for me to change up what got me here, I didn't get here thinking about the second place guy. It reminded me what second place is, because I've been second place, I've been third, I've been fifth at this show, and I know that some of these guys have felt that as well. And I know they're like, I got second last year, like for Kai, like I got second last year, everyone's behind me, no one's against me right now. I can do this. Well, I understand that. That was the same for me. You know, I placed fifth in 09 and then got second to Jay, and everybody was rooting for me too. And then, you know, once you win, I mean, the fanfare shifts somewhat because they want to see the next guy get an opportunity. But, you know, I just feel that my training with, you know, this year has been great. My nutritionist, Hani Ranbot, and I have been working very, very hard because we know that these guys are very hungry. But I'm starving. I'm starving for another Sandow. And that's where I think some people get it confused because of my nickname, or what other athletes say, oh, he's the gift, he's this, he's that. It's like, what they don't realize is that I put in a lot of hard work, just like other athletes and other sports do. I just know how to smile in between. And because I know how to embrace the journey, and I just embrace it differently than these guys. But overall, I'm very excited to be here. I know that all these guys are champions, as you guys know. I'm going against 2 other Mr. Olympias with Jay and Dexter. I'm going against 4 multi-winner Arnold Classic champions. I'm not an Arnold Classic champion. And then you got, I think, 6 guys that have placed second at major shows. So
Well, everybody,
yeah. So I mean, you have to think. I mean, whoever wins this show by far is going to be considered one of the best Mr. Olympias of all time.
Now let me ask you this: knowing that Jay is coming back, Jay sounds ultra confident that he's going to win his 5th Mr. Olympia. Now, knowing he's coming back, you beat Jay in 2011. Right. Jay was injured. Did that put pressure on you?
No, it just, like I said before, I think it just holds me more accountable because of me and Jay and I's relationship. I understand how great of a champion he is. I understand that he always does his due diligence when he trains and travels, handles himself in the business form. And, you know, that's something that I did acquire over time. But now that I am Mr. Olympia, I recognize the fact that when I beat him, he did say I was the king. And I had to own that since then and realize that if you're going to be considered a king, you need to train like one all the time. You need to, like Jay has mentioned many times, you have to go to bed knowing that you did everything in your power to retain that title. And I feel like I've done my job. I'm very excited for Jay, actually, because I think he's given the opportunity for the fans to see him maybe at his last contest. I can't speak for him. Maybe it is, maybe it isn't. But I think to go against him and to not beat him injured, I think is better for me too. To know that, you know, when he and I are long done, he and I can be sitting back, right, and he can't say, well, you beat me because I had a messed up bicep. It's like, no, we were both injury free and we were both at our best, and I was able to get you.
All friendship aside, let's not talk about who's your friend, who's your boy. Who do you think out of the 4 guys I named now is your biggest competition? Jay Cutler, Kai Green, Dexter Jackson, Sean Roden?
I'd probably say Kai because of the fact that he placed second last year, and I know you're only as good as your last show. So with Jay being absent last year, I still don't know what he looks like. I would say Kai because of the fact that when he was able to streamline himself, he did look very, very good. But I still beat both Jay and Kai in collective years with straight ones, and they were both different presentations that I put on, but I still think that Kai's very dangerous because as far as I know that he has no injuries. He has the fire in the belly, of course. I'm sure he's walking around feeling very confident, and I actually want him to feel that way because that's how I felt too. But I want to be able to, you know, he wants to beat me very bad, and I want to do the same.
I don't think it's just that he wants to beat you. I think he just wants to win the show. It doesn't matter who wants the title.
And I stand in his way to do that. I'm the one person that stands in his way. So I think for me, I've tried to become extremely positive and appreciative of the journey that I've been on, and realize that you know, I have to be extremely confident to beat these guys, and I have to be confident in my actions. My actions have to equate to the confidence that I exude through these interviews and on stage. And I think I've been able to do that. I mean, hopefully I nail it, because I feel if I do, you guys will see something pretty freaking cool.
Oh, yeah, I can only imagine if you nail it.
Yeah,
what it looks like.
Yeah, it's going to be good. It's going to be good. It's going to be good. And,
well,
you know, I definitely, before I head on out, I definitely want to tell you guys that I'm very excited for all you fans to be able to watch the Olympia. Be sure to go check it out on bodybuilding.com, but also get all the updates from this gentleman right here at flexonline.com. I won't be posting anything until after the show.
Don't need to. We're going to see you Friday.
Exactly. So I know I've been kind of quiet on social, but it's for a purpose that has led to this weekend. You know, shout out to my family from Seattle, from Louisiana, Texas, all around. Shout out to my dad, Don Heath. I know that you haven't been home in months, and they told you that you weren't going to make it. And I'm here to tell you that I'm planning on giving you something very special to be proud of, after this weekend. And, I appreciate all the loving words that you've given me. My mom, my stepdad are here. My wife, Jen, is here. I have a lot to be happy about. Was in a great movie with Generation Iron. This year has been filled with some crazy ups and some downs,
Yeah.
but overall, I definitely believe that my training had never suffered an inch, because I just refuse to lose, and hopefully I don't on Saturday night. And I can honestly say that this is going to be the greatest show you'll ever see. So be sure, set the timer, get your popcorn, get your protein shakes, get all that stuff ready, because there's going to be some happy people and there's going to be some broken laptops, I'm sure. Because
Well, it won't be mine, I guarantee you that. Anyways, I'm going to let you go. So for Phil Heath, the two-time champion, getting ready to do a three-peat, I'm Dennis James for FlexOnline.com.